Episode number two, school showcases and school productions. They're not exactly the same thing, but they're very similar. In my work with actors, particularly in New York, when I say to them, how did you get your agent, if they have hired me to troubleshoot any agent issues that they have, very, very often it came from my school showcase. So when I meet actors who are represented, it is not uncommon, again, particularly in New York, and I say, how did you get your agent? It would be from one of those two areas. So many times, if the actor is between 20, even 35, in the case of a Master of Fine Arts showcase, that's where it will have come from initially. So what is it? What is it, school showcases? I just want to talk about this here for a couple of minutes. When I say showcases, I mean degree programs and conservatories in New York, let's say, that put up a scene night for their actors, a scene night or two, an afternoon and a night or two, and they're usually about an hour or so long, and the graduating class gets to do a scene or two, and industry people are invited, agents, casting directors, et cetera, and then they come and see it. And depending on the prestige of the school will dictate how big of a crowd they get. And then from there, the agents can be somewhat of a feeding frenzy if it's a top school. Agents will call the actors in for meetings, and then they'll take it from there. Again, as I said before, might not be a slam dunk. They might say, I liked what you did. I saw the two scenes. I have a feeling there's some more things that you can do. I'd like to hand you some sides. Now, here's what's going on with that. They're saying, I saw what you did when you rehearsed it and maybe you chose it and you had a director. I want to see what you do when I hand you stuff, when I send you stuff via email for you to put on tape and send back to me. I want to see what you're going to do when you're on your own, because that's mostly what you're going to be doing if we're working together. You're going to be sending out self-tapes, and I just want to see what your sense of that is, how you work, how your technical skills are, and what you do with something that you did not get a lot of time to work on. So people are called in, actors are called in from school showcases, and very often it does result in an agency-actor relationship from there. Now, when I say school productions, this is where it can be very advantageous to be in a big city like New York, which is where I happen to be. If you go to a prestigious establishment, and you're in main stage productions throughout the course of your graduating year in particular, agents will come, casting directors will come, and they'll see you in a far bigger way than a scene night, a showcase, which gives you maybe one scene or two, or if it's a musical theater program, a song or 32 bars and then a scene. They get to see more. They might see you in two leading roles in a major production, in a beautiful high-end staging. And so they get to know your work better. And they will see you in the course of the year. Certain agents will come back repeatedly till they really get to know the actor and what they can do and make an offer. Many of these schools still do a showcase at the end of the year. Sometimes the actors, some of them are already signed. They may have signed in the course of the year. Schools have different regulations on that. But they will do the showcase, but their actual work, the heft of it and the range of it, and the layers of it typically are more likely to be seen in a main stage production if they have a sizable role than a quick scene or two at the end, which is a nice addendum, of course, and a way to graduate. So that is a way, and sometimes it happens in Los Angeles too. The more prestigious schools very often go out to LA and do a showcase for the same reason. And they will go out there, and now they come from all over the country. In New York, it happens typically in the mid-late spring, and there are tons of them. And some agents, they get invited to so many. An agent might say to somebody in their office, you go to the 1 o'clock for the University of blah, blah, blah. I'll go to the 6 o'clock for the University of, because sometimes a lot of them happen on the same day, because these schools can't really all contact each other and say, what day are you doing it? So it's a crush, but it is out there. And it is something that is happening, and it is a way a lot of young actors get representation. Many of the ones that I happen to meet and work with, it is the way it was initiated. So that is the school showcases. However, I want to say this. If you don't get picked up, here's something actors do a lot. And I will meet them 6 months after the showcase or whatever, and they'll say, I didn't get anybody. And I'll say, well, have any of these people heard from you again? Because you just got this on your own and that on your own. Well, no. And I say, well, tell them, because things have changed now. You're in a different category than you were in when they first saw you coming out of school. So it might be enough to turn them around if you're still interested in meeting with them. Actors say to me a lot, I dropped the ball. And I will almost always say to actors, you did drop the ball, but you did not throw it down the sewer. And there's a big difference, by which I mean a lot of times you can pick up, and it might even be better now. You know, you didn't go near them for 6 months, but now on the 8th month you have like 2 or 3 really good things to tell them, one really good thing to tell them, instead of like just, you know, nudging along with little things all along. Something good happened that you got on your own through a casting website or an open call or who knows what. It's all out there. But I just find that a lot of actors, when they don't get picked up, say they are not, that office is not interested, and that's that, and that is not that. If there's any business in which no means no for now, it's this one. That's how careers happen. Okay, thank you. I'll see you in a minute.